So let's just get right into it. It's a question we've all probably asked ourselves at some point. What is, without a doubt, the most romantic language in the world? Is there even one single correct answer? Well, we're going to try and figure that out. But first, what even makes a language sound romantic? Is it something in the rhythm? That certain flow or cadence that just hits the ear right? Or maybe it's less about the sound and more about, well, the culture. All the art, the music, the history, the stories of passion that we automatically connect with the language. Or is it just a vibe, that special tone that can make any old phrase sound like pure poetry? Today, we are going to break it all down. To get to the bottom of this, we've got to go deeper than just a gut feeling. So we're going to explore the science behind the swoon and really look at the core parts that make a language sound romantic. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at 3 key ingredients for every language we talk about today. First, the actual sound. Second, the culture it's wrapped up in. And third, its emotional tone. Let's see who makes the strongest case. And where better to start than with the usual suspects, right? The Romance languages. They all share a common ancestor, Latin, the ancient language of the Roman Empire. First on our list is a true powerhouse of passion. It's spoken by over 420 million people, and it has this massive reputation for being just incredibly fiery and emotive. When you listen to it, Spanish just has this seductive quality. The consonants are softer, the vowels are drawn out a little longer, and then, of course, you've got that famously rolled R. All of this comes together to give the language this naturally poetic, almost rhythmic feel. All right, you knew it was coming. We absolutely have to talk about French. For so many people, this is it. This is the language of love. The sound of Paris, poetry, you name it. But here's the secret to French, and it's pretty fascinating. It's all about what you don't hear. A lot of consonants at the end of words just aren't pronounced. They're silent. And that creates this gorgeous, smooth, continuous flow. There are no harsh stops, which makes it sound so incredibly soft and musical. Okay, let's head over to the language of opera, of Romeo and Juliet's Verona. We are talking, of course, about the language of the Casanovas of the world, Italian. The special flair of Italian is all about its music. Seriously, the rhythm is just built right into the language, with these beautiful open vowels and a really consistent stress on the syllables. It's almost like it was designed to carry this huge spectrum of emotions, which is exactly why it's so perfect for opera. So for our last stop in the Latin family, we have a bit of a dark horse, maybe, but Portuguese is famous for its super expressive and melodic vibe. So with Portuguese, especially the way it's spoken in Brazil, there's this really unrestricted airflow that makes it sound so smooth and flowing. This is the language of samba and bossa nova. It literally has rhythm in its DNA. And on top of that, there's often this deep sense of melancholy and longing expressed in the culture, which just adds a whole other romantic layer. So how does the most romantic phrase of all, I love you, stack up? Well, you can immediately see those shared Latin roots, right? But check out Spanish. It gives you 2 options. Te quiero, which is more of a general affection, like for family and friends, and then te amo for that really deep romantic love. It's a subtle but really powerful difference packed into one little phrase. Okay, but what if romance isn't always about these big, direct declarations? Let's completely shift gears now and look at things from a whole different perspective, one that builds romance in a very different way. And here, you can really see that fundamental difference. While the Romance languages we just talked about are all about open, verbal passion, Japanese romance is often found in the unsaid, in subtlety. It's less about shouting "I love you" and way more about showing it through quiet actions and beautiful imagery. And this is just fascinating. From a sound perspective, Japanese sentences often end in a vowel, which makes the language really pleasant to listen to and honestly perfect for singing. But the real romance here is in what's left unsaid. Love is often hinted at through descriptions of nature, kind of like in a classic haiku. It's an incredibly deep and poetic way to express feeling. Wow. Okay, so we've looked at the fire of Spanish, the softness of French, the music of Italian, the flow of Portuguese, and the beautiful subtlety of Japanese. So, after all of that, what's the final verdict? What's the answer? And really, this is the most honest answer there is. There is no single, most romantic language. It just doesn't exist. Whether you're drawn to those passionate declarations or you prefer quieter, more subtle gestures, the language that sounds like love is completely 100% personal. It's all about what speaks to you. So I'm going to leave you with that question. Forget all the lists, forget the stereotypes for a second. What language, when you really listen to it, sounds like romance to you? Because that's the only answer that truly matters.